Hello students. In this video we are going to discuss about how covalent bond is formed between different atoms. Before that, you know what is a covalent bond? It is a bond formed between two atoms by mutual sharing of electrons. For the formation of a covalent bond, minimum a pair of electrons is required, and usually the electrons in the valence shell of an atom are participate in sharing. This shared pair of electrons belong to the outer shells of both the atoms and lead to both the atoms attaining the noble gas configuration. Let us consider a few examples. The simplest molecule formed by the formation of a covalent bond is hydrogen. You know what is the atomic number of hydrogen? It is 1, and this 1 electron is present in its K shell, and it requires one more electron to fill the K shell. Then only the K shell becomes completely filled. So, two hydrogen atoms share their electrons to form a molecule of hydrogen, that is H2. This allows each hydrogen atom to attain electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas, that is helium, which has 2 electrons in its K shell. This figure represents the formation of a hydrogen molecule. In this figure, valence electrons are represented as crosses. We can represent it as dots also. So, each hydrogen atom has 1 electron in its valence shell, and they share their electrons to form a molecule of hydrogen. When one pair of electrons is shared, the resulting covalent bond is said to be a single bond, and it is represented by a single line between the two atoms. Next is the case of oxygen molecule. The atomic number of oxygen is 8, and it has 2 electrons in the K shell and 6 electrons in the L shell, and it requires 2 more electrons to complete its octet. This figure represents the formation of oxygen molecule, and there are 6 valence electrons around each oxygen atom. So, each oxygen atom shares 2 electrons with another oxygen atom to give an oxygen molecule. When 2 electron pairs are shared, then the resulting covalent bond is said to be double covalent bond or double bond, and it is represented as 2 lines between the 2 atoms. Next is the case of nitrogen molecule. The atomic number of nitrogen is 7, and it has 2 electrons in the K shell and 5 electrons in the L shell, and it requires 3 more electrons to complete its octet. This figure represents the formation of nitrogen molecule, and there are 5 valence electrons around each nitrogen atom. So, each nitrogen atom shares 3 electrons with another nitrogen atom to give a nitrogen molecule. When 3 pairs of electrons are shared, then the resulting covalent bond is said to be triple covalent bond or triple bond, and it is represented as 3 lines between the 2 atoms that constituting the bond. Next, let us consider the case of methane molecule. It is a compound of carbon, and its molecular formula is CH4. It is widely used as a fuel and is a major component of biogas and compressed natural gas, that is CNG. It is one of the simplest compound formed by carbon atom. In this molecule, 2 types of atoms are there. One is carbon atom and the another one is hydrogen atom. As you know, the valency of hydrogen atom is 1 and that of carbon atom is 4. In order to complete its octet, carbon requires 4 more electrons. This figure represents the formation of methane molecule, and in this figure, The valence electrons of the carbon atom are represented as crosses and that of hydrogen atoms are represented as dots. In order to achieve noble gas configuration, carbon shares its valence electrons with 4 different hydrogen atoms. Thus, in methane molecule, carbon atom forms 4 single covalent bonds with 4 different hydrogen atoms. Covalent bonds are seen to have strong bonds within the molecule, but the intermolecular forces, that is forces between molecules, are small. As a result, covalent molecules have low melting and boiling points. During the formation of a covalent bond, electrons are shared between the atoms and no charged particles are formed. Thus, generally, covalent molecules are poor conductors of electricity. These are the important points related to the formation of a covalent bond. I hope you understood the topic. Okay, thank you.